You are Locked On Syracuse, your daily podcast on the Syracuse Orange. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Fran Brown, head coach of Syracuse football at ACC Media Day, called the ACC the Conference of Quarterbacks. What does this mean? It's pretty similar to what we discussed in the last segment. Fran Brown is pumping up the ACC here as in general as a conference, and he's also pumping up Syracuse. From an ACC standpoint, it goes back to the respect we talked about in the second segment of this show. If you're head coach Fran Brown or any head coach in the ACC, you want to be doing everything in your power to let the world know how strong the conference is. And so you will take literally everything the conference has and wear it with pride, right? Because you want that respect. So if and when the time comes, and we're talking about 2 to 3 teams from different conferences, you want the ACC to get that, I guess, preferential treatment, if you will, or you want to feel like you're getting what you ultimately deserve. And so ultimately, you need to make a case as to why your conference is great. You don't necessarily need to put down other conferences, but you need to show people why your conference is really good. So Fran Brown pumping up the ACC, saying it's the conference of quarterbacks. And whether he's right or wrong is to be debated. I mean, the ACC pretty consistently puts out some quality quarterbacks into the National Football League. They've had some number 1 picks very recently, right? Trevor Lawrence comes to mind. I mean, literally Cam Ward in this past draft from Miami went number 1 overall. It's definitely up there with conferences and quarterbacks. And this season, they definitely have some pretty good ones. They do. Forget Syracuse for a moment. I mean, you got Cade Klubnik, who might win the Heisman Trophy over at Clemson, Carson Beck, Darian Mensah, Kevin Jennings, Haynes King, Miller Moss, Eli Holstein, so many quarterbacks that are really talented in the ACC. And guess what? Syracuse is playing most of the guys that I just mentioned. So not only is Syracuse this season playing arguably the toughest non-conference schedule in the country, at least Fran Brown believes the toughest non-conference schedule in the country with Tennessee and Notre Dame on it, they are also playing all the top quarterbacks in the ACC this season. So again, if this team manages to go 9-3, which I feel is the ceiling, I think if everything breaks right, Syracuse football can win 9 games. I really do, because winning 9 games on this schedule means they could still lose to Notre Dame, they could still lose to Clemson, and they could still lose to Tennessee, because that's 3 losses right there. So I believe the ceiling for Syracuse is ultimately 9 wins. But even if Syracuse, let's say, gets to 9 wins, which again is the ceiling for this team in my opinion, they're still going to beat some really, really good opponents. Miami, Georgia Tech, SMU, all on the road with very, very talented quarterbacks. I guess kind of pending on Miami a little bit. All accounts, Carson Beck is healthy. So I think they're going to be a good team. But if he's not healthy, we'll definitely know by that point in the season.